Hello, Matt. Matt, hello. How are you? I'm so happy to have you here. It's an honor.
Thank you. It's so nice. It's so nice to speak to you after we had exchanged a few messages. And after I've joined our group here, your group, it's nice to speak to you. Yeah, it's very cool. It's great.
Thank you so much. And you're so kind that you granted me with this interview. Okay, Matt, I would like to know you a little bit more. Um, you know, um, it's very like surprising to see. I mean, I imagine that you are not from the United States. I don't know exactly where you are from, but I don't know
Mhm.
why. I think that you maybe are from Italy, from Switzerland. I don't really know.
Where are you from? Yeah,
Okay, so please
right.
tell us a little bit about you because your English is so perfect. Okay, so I want to know. Please tell us a bit.
Yeah. So I think that impression is probably because of where I've lived in my life. So I'm
Okay.
from the United States. I'm from
Oh,
California. So my
there you
first
are.
language is English. That's where I grew up. Okay. So hopefully it's okay, the English. But what to say? I grew up in Southern California. That's where I went
Okay.
to school, where I went to college, to university, and everything. Um, but when I was in my early 20s, yeah, I traveled a bit. And then basically I moved without a lot of planning to do that. But I moved to Italy. Um, and for the last, 15, 16 years or something like that, I've been living in Europe. So
Oh,
for some
wow.
time in Italy and then some time in Germany too. Okay.
Okay.
My English, right. So if I'm speaking to my family at home, especially if I'm speaking for a long time, I
Okay.
think that Californian accent or slang will come out more. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, most of the time I'm working with international learners of English. So I speak Italian. My wife is Italian.
Your
Okay. I
wife. Do
met
you
her when I
have
was
children?
14. We have one child, yeah, Lorenzo, one little child.
Good.
So with him, I speak English, okay, but with everybody else in my private life, I'm speaking Italian most of the time. And of course, that influences my English a little bit, and especially the fact that I'm working internationally. Um, I think in some way I've cleaned up a lot of my English because of that. Yeah. So sometimes people are confused with my accent, right?
That's
Maybe they
right.
say he's from North America, okay, but
Uh-huh.
why is he speaking in that one way?
That's
It's like
right.
teacher English, maybe I would say.
That's right.
Yeah.
And what do you do you nowadays you live in Italy, right? Are you being a teacher like full time, or you do this and another thing?
Yeah, so I'm a full-time business English teacher or
Business
trainer.
English trainer.
And I've done that. I mean, it's my career, right? It's my profession. It's not just something I'm doing to travel to
Okay.
the next place or something
That's
like that.
right. You
Okay.
have
Yeah. Most of the time I'm working in companies. So for the first few years when I was teaching English, it was very mixed at language schools and with people learning English for many, many different reasons. Um, I think I learned more about English in that first year than my students.
I
Okay.
imagine, yes, because
Yeah.
there is
Honestly. Okay. Yeah.
there is a phrase that says that you teach you teach better what you need to learn the most or something like that, like whenever you need to learn something, like for example you're living in another place and you need to to learn how to explain yourself, maybe because you always you have the language, but it's different to teach a language, right?
Mhm. It's
Okay.
very different. And especially as we don't really study our own grammar and everything in the United States,
That's
generally
right.
in the school system. And I went to school to be an elementary school teacher. So you would
Uh-huh.
think that I should have learned that, right? In my university and so on.
Uh-huh.
No, forget it. Goodbye. I
No.
mean, no. So the first time somebody asked me in a in a language course in the very beginning, I don't know, a typical grammar question like, what's the difference between the past simple and present perfect or something? Yeah. I was really having problems to explain it. I mean, now I could explain it like that. But back then, in the beginning, as a native speaker, I had no idea, really zero idea of why I was using many things. Yeah, why I was saying many things. And yeah, that's a good signal to everybody learning English that a lot of native speakers don't study their own grammar in the same way that it's studied in many other languages. Yeah.
That's right. Even
It's
though
good news for you because you can make mistakes and they won't know. Okay.
yes.
Think of this in a good way. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, but the thing is that I have been searching or looking around your videos, and every single video of yours, first of all, is fun, right? First of all, the most important, it's fun to see, fun to watch. Okay. The other thing I found is that the message that you are delivering there is clear and not too long and not too short. Is in the perfect timing, and I know that I'm throwing flowers to you, but it is true.
Way too nice.
It is true.
No.
That I mean that when I shared the feather one is the first that I shared with a group. A lot of people were, and it is not typical. Sometimes I share something that I find interesting, but people, maybe 2, 3 of the members say something, and that's all. In your case, a lot of people went commenting and saying something, right? It's like inviting. Okay, please tell me in what point of your life you went into the online thing, right? Because I think this is not so old for you, right?
Right. So the online world, I mean, I've been there for a long time, I would say. Also teaching, because I shifted, what was it, in 2007, when I moved to Germany for a period, to doing online teaching in some multinational companies. Okay. So I'm used to teaching online, probably like half of my week. But not creating videos or what. That's a totally new thing for me. And so that is very new, and I have so much to learn with that. But I love it. It's fun. Why did I start that? I started that at when was it? In September, October of last year. So before coronavirus time. It wasn't because of that. Okay. Basically because I want to learn myself. I know that the future, a lot of training in company and so on is online. In my normal work schedule, I might have in the morning a group of workers from Shanghai, and I'm trying to help them communicate with their colleagues in Germany. Okay, so I have training with the Chinese colleagues and then training with the German colleagues. And it's very focused on practical communication, basically. In company, yeah?
That's the other thing.
Kind of the point of those videos too, is focusing on the international communication. Okay, not grammar or something like that.
No, that's right. Okay. Yes, maybe
it's always good to learn grammar. Why not? But it's not the focus. Yeah.
That's right. I think I already saw the one about Michael Jordan, motivational. Yes, good. And the other with the Queen Elizabeth. She has a perfect English, right? And Obama speech,
Yeah.
Yeah, and in every single one. Yeah, continue.
I think all of them have different good things for them. I mean, to listen to, honestly. The point of the channel you were asking, I think the point why I started that is because with the people I work with, a big problem, of course, is speaking, that we all need more speaking exercise normally, but listening, that they have problems understanding, right? The native speakers, typically. When working in company, I very often saw and observe, because part of that job was to observe meetings. So sometimes I
Yes.
observe meetings. I don't say
Mhm.
anything. I'm just there. I listen to the people speaking. Then I help
Mhm.
them after the meeting. But the moment
Excellent.
that a native speaker comes in the room, it's like a bomb that explodes this meeting. Okay, people don't understand them. They get very
That's right.
quiet. They don't share their ideas and so on. It depends on the person, but generally it becomes a problem. And so I've been very focused on why are, let's say, native speakers so difficult to understand? And it's a complicated thing. It's not just that they are speaking fast or that they are using some strange vocabulary. That's part of it, but it's bigger than that. And with that channel, I'm trying to point out different things that people do to try to make people more aware of it, basically. Yeah, that's the
Matt,
idea or the hope.
you're so right. Can I share some idea that I have? You know, I am a psychologist, right? I studied to be a psychologist. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
That, in fact, is typical problem of virtual communication, right? Yeah, I can hear
Yes,
you.
I'm
Yeah,
moving
yeah. It's
because
one of the background problems. The noises makes it very difficult, especially in virtual
yes,
meetings.
that's
Yeah.
right. I
Oh,
am
cool. We get
moving.
a little tour of.
Yes, I have to move because I think that the problem is my connection. Maybe here we are going to
Could be
have a
mine
better.
as well.
I think it was mine. Okay, maybe now. I hope. Wait, let me check my connection. No, my connection
Sounds good.
says that it's okay. But let me. If you hear me, can you hear me better there?
Yeah, I can hear you very well.
Okay, let's see.
Very clearly. Yeah.
Okay, I want to say something. Okay, I am a psychologist. Okay, I have this idea. Okay, I think that our brains are designed to complete. Okay, to integrate and complete. Okay, and And the thing is that when you are learning your mother language or you are learning a new language naturally, like spontaneously,
Hmm.
you have to go to another country and you need to communicate. So you need to stretch yourself in order to learn the language. Your brain operates accordingly, completing I mean, it's not possible to complete because you don't have enough vocabulary, grammar too. But when you're learning through textbooks, grammar, and everything, it's like a structure that the brain says, it's okay, I am
Hmm.
comfortable with this structure, but it is not really the way it has to move forward, stretching, trying to get the sense,
Hmm.
that is the thing that when someone really wants to learn English or any language and start talking and try it, don't pay attention to the mistakes and everything and move
Right.
forward, then you really develop the language, okay? Because there are
Yeah.
so many students that are coming to regular lessons and you can see that they don't evolve, they don't move forward with the language, like they keep in the same place. What do
Hmm.
you think about that?
Yeah, I think letting yourself be frustrated and understand that that you're frustrated is okay. I think all of us who have learned a second language, me too, learning a second language, have been in that situation where I'm super frustrated that I cannot communicate or understand things. But I think you need to deal with that. And it's not always easy. And we should be okay with ourselves that sometimes we're frustrated or angry with it. But it's part of it. And if we just learn English in a class, yeah, and we just learn from a standard book, or we're studying grammar, again, I don't want to say that's bad. There can be some foundation there. But the reality is you go into the street or into your office and you have to understand what's going on. And that's a completely different animal, we would say. It's an expression. It's a completely different thing than what we are learning in the book, in the school, in the academic way. And we need to push ourselves there. And for some people, that's really hard. I work with some people that are really intelligent people, beautiful people physically too, but they're really unsure of themselves in that situation. And they're afraid, or they don't like the feeling, of course, of putting themselves in that situation.
It's
And
like
it really slows them down.
ridiculous.
Yeah?
It's like the person feels
Yeah,
ridiculous,
it's stupid.
right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I live in Italy. They have a special expression called a brutta figura. It's like a bad face. It doesn't even have really an English translation, but it's something like presenting yourself well. And if you do it bad, you can create this faux pas, this negative thing. Yeah. And so many people here that I work with are afraid to do that. But I think it's a normal thing of human nature.
That's right.
We
Our
have to
egos.
let it go. Sometimes we have to just let it go. And
right.
remember, you won't see that person again, hopefully, in the office. In the office is a little more difficult to do that. Maybe it's easier when you're living there or you're traveling.
Mm-hmm.
I've had to deal with that too.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier to speak to the older lady in the piazza and exercise my beginner Italian at the beginning because I won't see her anymore.
That's right.
And I have to know I can look stupid, but I have to get over that. I won't see her anymore. That's good.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's
Yeah.
true. And maybe that's why I think that this kind of activities we do in the chat box are good.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the chat box, we found friends. We met friends, new friends, right? But they are
Right.
new friends. Yeah? It's not like
Right.
we have been, together since primary school or so,
Right.
and we feel ashamed to show
They're
that
learning too. They understand that feeling. Yeah. Your partner, your wife, your husband, girlfriend, whoever, they may not understand it. Yeah. If they're not learning their own language. Your friends may jump on you and make jokes about your mistake very fast because they're your friends. Yeah. Sometimes it's much easier, I think, to exercise that with people you don't know, especially people who are learning the language or learning a language as well, because they have the same feeling. So,
that's right. We can understand.
Anyone who puts a video in the chat box, I've seen some of them, excellent, wonderful. One, you're exercising your English, you're speaking, which can be difficult when you don't have anyone around you, except your dog maybe, to speak to. So that's beautiful. Second, you're also really brave or showing courage, to do that, because you're letting other people see it who you don't know, maybe. But that's excellent exercise
making
there.
fun of me.
Yeah, right. But that's excellent exercise. As soon as you turn on, the people in the group are not making fun of you.
No,
but even if you're thinking that, no, not at all. But even if you thought that, you turn off your computer and nobody knows that.
That's right.
Yeah, they'll never see. Hopefully they'll see you one day. That would be cool. But maybe they won't ever see you. So we need that exercise, I think.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And another important thing is that the people, the response we get from the members are, interest, comments, regarding jokes. Did you see Joanne making jokes on you? Did you look in the face?
Sure. Yeah, it's funny. That's right. I've only been making YouTubes for 1 month, and for 1 month I've been making videos. So it's right. I should show this other side of my face. Yeah, it's totally right. But that's okay. That's good. That's exercise, and that's what we want to do.
Yes. Okay. I want to know, what are your expectations? I mean, do you have any plans for your future? Do you live day by day? Okay. because I feel that you have, like, a horizon open to you, because you're really skilled, right? So let me know, what are your plans, if we can reach you somewhere. Have you planned in any kind of courses, activities?
At the moment, thank you. By the way, thank you for that. That was very nice. At the moment, all I'm trying to do is to help people, and I'm trying to learn myself because I'm very new at this YouTube thing. It's a wonderful way of creating something that can go outside of just the student in front of me. That's the thing. As a trainer, as a teacher, we can work with somebody, but it's just that 1 hour. I mean, it's great to use 5 hours and maybe share that, reach, right? Many more people. That's the magic of the internet and of digital content like on YouTube. No, at the moment, I'm trying to learn. You know what I could say for our group here is, if anyone in this group has any famous person or audio, it doesn't need to be famous. In fact, it could be anyone. But if you have somebody you would like to see one of these language analysis type of videos that I try to make, let me know, and I'll make it for our group. I'll put the name of you in there. I'll put the, thank you, this is from this person in there.
Thank you.
Because maybe that's something that's helpful or interesting. Yeah, in that way. At the moment, I'm just trying to learn myself and to share. One day, you asked about a future plan. You know what I would love to do one day in the future, maybe, is create another YouTube channel or create other courses. So this is a little different, not for second language English speakers, but for the native speakers, okay? About how to learn to adapt to an international audience, because that is something that's really missing in the world of English teaching in general. All of you who are listening to this are spending hundreds of hours to grow your English, right? To improve. The native speakers around the world, with just a few hours and a little bit of motivation from
and understanding.
Yeah, and understanding, because they probably have never learned another language. They have no idea how difficult that is. And well, how much time it needs as well. Yeah, they could learn to adapt and speak in a easier way, okay, for who is in front of them. And I think that that's something that's missing in the English teaching world, honestly. And I think it's coming. I think it's something that's coming in the future, because I think as English just continues to be so global, a lot of the native English-speaking people realize in business that when they are there, they are making problems. Or if they just adapted a little bit better, they could save a lot of time and a lot of money.
That's right.
Okay. And it's correct. In addition, it's correct. It's the right thing to do. We should be meeting somewhere in the middle here.
That's right. Yes. When you said something, I shared one of your videos that has this kind of message, right? Like the native speakers trying to monitor a little bit, their speed and everything. And I was thinking, somehow I could feel like the standard I want to get in fluency could be like less, somehow I could make myself a less standard that I want to target in the future, right? So, or
I think that's important. Yeah, I agree that the communicate. I mean, I know, what is your target? What is your goal? Is what I would ask somebody learning if I had them in front of me here. I would say, what is your goal? Is your goal to speak like the Queen of England or like Michael Jordan? I mean, cool goal, and we can all help you try to arrive there. But remember, if you speak like them, okay, you maybe will not be a good international communicator. Okay, it's important to remember that. And if you start using all those phrasal verbs and idioms and special expressions and gonna and not going to and things like that, You may sound like a native speaker in quotations, because what is a native speaker? But you may sound more fluent, let me say. And that's good if you want that.
That's
Depends
right.
on what your goals are.
That's
If
right.
you're trying to communicate in a company with international people, I wouldn't put that as a goal. So I
That's
do
right.
think that many people need to check their goal here.
That's right.
That doesn't mean don't learn anything, but it means you can just know that you have this space there. And maybe I'm learning this for listening, but it's not something I'll use when I speak, for example, unless I need to.
Yes, totally agree with you. I wouldn't agree more. I don't know,
I
where
don't
have you
know.
been? Where
What do
have
you
you
think?
been?
What do you think? What do you, so you're working in Argentina, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What are the students? Is their goal, do you think, to sound like the Queen of England or to
No,
sound
no, no,
like
no, no. But I think that they really want to
whoever it
communicate.
may be?
Sorry. Yes, I don't
Mhm.
think they want to sound like the Queen Elizabeth or even Clint Eastwood. No, but I am
Mhm.
sure that they want to communicate clear, and with
Mhm.
confidence. That is what
Mhm.
they want, okay?
Mhm.
They don't want to sound perfect, but they
Mhm.
want to be clear and confident at what they say, okay?
Mhm.
They don't want to feel stupid when they don't know a word because they lack of vocabulary, or
Right.
they don't
Right.
know how to say, oh, how do I say that? And you know what, I am always amused because when they say in Spanish, I wanted to say this, okay, and I say,
Mhm.
do you say that in Spanish in that way?
Mhm.
Do you speak like that, this complex thing that you're trying to say, do you say that in Spanish? They say, no. How would you
Right. How
say
often
that?
do you use that third
Quickly.
conditional or whatever it is? Yeah. Yeah. It's right. I think we often need to learn, it's better to learn strategies for going around words that we don't know than actual learning lists of hundreds of
That's
words that
right.
maybe we'll use. We also always need to kind of put these in categories if you're
That's
learning English.
right.
I use these words a lot. These are good to know. These are nice, but I don't use them. So
Yes,
we
it's
need to
true.
focus on the more frequent words, the more important things. Yeah. Later, we can go learn all those other ones.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
I don't
You
want
said
to,
one thing I have to
yeah,
jump on
tell me,
that
tell
I'm a little fighting with to sound perfect, to sound perfect to me. What is perfect? Perfect to have a British or American or Australian accent. For me, that's not perfect. For me, it's perfect to have your own accent. I think that your own accent is beautiful. It identifies a little bit where you are from. That's not a bad thing, unless you're trying for some reason to not do that. Maybe you want to identify with the local place where you're living, and okay. But generally, I don't think we should be trying to reach a British or American accent, honestly.
That's right.
Um, that can also build your confidence a little bit because you don't
That's right.
need to sound like
Mhm,
that speaker.
mhm.
And I think in the world of, just generally in the world in 2020 and in the future, that it's going more in that direction. Yeah.
Yes, yes, that's
Yeah.
right. We have him, Christian Sanders from Kanguro English.
Right.
Sometimes
He's
he
pushing
says
that a
that
lot too.
the
Yeah.
language
Mm-hmm.
learning is a democracy, or the English language is like a democracy. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you know, pretending that it's alive. It's changing. It comes from agreements. So I think that we in here in the chat box, we are proud of what we are doing. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, with all the mistakes and every kind of situation some we get into sometimes, but we build a community of friends, okay,
Mm-hmm.
who share material, share information, talk to each other, and everything is in English in order to be able to communicate among us,
Yeah.
right? So this is a
Yeah.
great and safe place. It's a small place, but even though it's good. So my question is the following, okay? I know that you are a very busy person. I don't want to make any kind of commitment, but this is your place as well, okay? Everything that you are doing, please share with us, okay? Share, for example, a new video. I am going to share, but if I don't do it because I didn't see it, whatever, you share it with us, okay? If you want to do something new and you want to test in a group, do it with us, right? Because I really think that you are going to move forward, because also the quality of the contents that you bring, right, are stimulating, okay, to grow. So it's good. So and I want to keep this
No.
space for you, okay? Anything you want from us, there, share it, show it, okay? And we are going
Okay.
to connect.
I don't want to spam. I'm really not a good sales guy. I can say I don't want to spam any group. That's not my thing. I'm not. I'm a trainer. I'm a teacher. I want to help. Yeah. So what I can say is, yeah, if you give me any person that you want to see a video about, I'll make it for you. I'll put it on my list to make. And yeah,
I
and then we
want
can
to
talk
say
about it. Yeah.
someone. Do
I
you
don't
know
care
the
where it's from.
Property
If it's
Brothers?
Oh yeah, yeah, the two guys, sure. A lot of people like them. A lot of women like them.
Okay,
The
if you
two
find
twins, right?
something, related to the property, you know how much vocabulary I have. I
Uh,
didn't know what was the meaning of cul-de-sac.
yeah, it's a very special thing. Yeah. I don't know how to translate that into Italian, for example, or even into German, which I know a little. Because sometimes a word like that, it's one is a vocabulary word, okay, but it's also having to do with the geography and how an American suburb is organized and things like that.
Is there
So it's really
another
hard.
way to say cul-de-sac? Could be that a street with no end,
Yeah, a dead end street, maybe.
dead end street.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
dead end street. But when
Mhm.
you say dead end street, I have the impression in my head, as an American speaker, of a dark street in, I don't know, a big city with cats and a criminal or something in the end. Yeah. In a cul-de-sac, that word you use there, which probably is a new word for many people, is basically a street that has no end and they're just houses around it.
That's right.
It's
And
typical of an
beautifully. That's
American housing
beautifully.
tract. Okay.
That's right.
Um,
Yes.
but yeah, TV shows, I think that sometimes maybe taking some piece of language from a TV show, from a favorite TV show, and analyzing it in some way can be very helpful. You
Yeah,
can
but
do that on your
some
own
people,
too, just by looking for transcript. I don't know if you've ever done that or anyone in the group here has done that, but you could put the name of a TV show, for example. I don't know the Property Brothers, but a scripted TV show for sure,
uh-huh,
like whatever it is, and then the name of the episode, and write the word transcript or script,
uh-huh.
and you'll find many websites that give you exactly the words in a
Oh,
PDF
that
of
is
what
a
they say.
good
Yeah.
reference.
Yeah,
Ex-
most people aren't motivated enough to go take that and use it. I understand that. Don't do something that's not motivating for you.
No, yeah, but yeah,
No.
some people. I love this place because they are self-motivated, you know.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes my students, I need to push them right here at the institute is different. But from the chat box, they are come here, do something. They
Finding
are
this, yeah.
playing and doing a lot of things. Okay,
We
well,
just have to find what you like. It could be a TV show. It could be learning to cook. It could be anything that's
yes,
group, and use that to help you improve your language. But
yes.
but yeah, there is really a lot of language to take from TV shows, and I'll see if I can do with the Property Brothers because they're famous. Those guys.
Okay, if you do
Yeah.
it, I don't know. I am going to love you even more, you know? Because yes, you are doing such a great job. Okay, I don't want to take this much time from you. please promise me that this is not going to be the last one, the last interview. Whenever you feel like, sharing something new that you're bringing, please, and don't go from the group, keep it there.
No,
Keep
I'll
it
stay.
there
I'd
so
love to
you
get
can
feedback
sometimes
too.
take a look.
Like the one comment about looking to this, whatever. I mean, I'm really trying to learn as well. So it's also one, I'm helping, which I love to do, but you're helping me. The group is helping me too. Okay. By giving me ideas, by helping me grow. Okay. If something is too long, is too short, is too boring, whatever, that's good for me to hear. Really, I'm open. Feel free to tell me. Good. I'm so happy you tell me. So I can get better. Okay. Just like when we're learning language, we need to hear when we are
Yes, it's
making
like a
mistakes, or we
feedback,
can get
right?
better. Yeah.
Like a
Yeah.
feedback. Yes. Yes.
Feedback is
Thank you,
key.
Matt. Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
Yeah.
Okay. Here you have a friend, Kathy from Argentina, and all the chat bugs that already love you. Okay?
It's so nice. Way too nice. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to upload it and maybe you will see it later today. This video
Okay,
in the
cool.
chat.
Thank you.
Okay?
Yeah. If you want, I don't know, is it only in the group? Can I share? I don't have a Facebook group. I just have like a business page.
Yes, it's
But
a
if I share
beautiful
it there,
business
maybe
page.
someone will come into the group from Italy. I don't know if I can, or is it only a video that's in the group? Do you know?
No, I can do two things, okay? I can
If you want,
upload it,
I mean, if you want to, yeah? Because
whatever
maybe it'll
you
bring
want,
in like a few people.
completely free. Don't worry, completely open. In this case, I will upload it to YouTube, okay, to my YouTube channel. Is a very, very small YouTube,
It's
82
not,
people, okay? It's only
yeah, mine only has 300, it's very small too.
no, no, but
Yeah.
my YouTube channel is only for my students, I
Yeah, I
I
understand.
upload
Mhm.
the videos of the lessons for my students. Okay. So I can upload it there so you can grab it and use it as you want, as you wish. And I'm going to upload it to Facebook, but that is difficult to take
It's
it
in
to
the
other
group.
places because it's like engraved or something embed, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah. I
impossible
don't
to
know
take
how it
it.
works
So
exactly, but
I will
probably is
do the
blocked in the group.
that's right,
Yeah.
that's right. So I make it the two forms, the two different ways, okay? So you can have it, okay? And what? Wait. Just one small thing, okay? I will share with my the members, okay? This is your page, right?
Yeah, I don't know if it's interesting for our group. Here, let me explain why. Because this channel here is
Uh-huh.
made for basically at the moment for my Italian students. It's made for Italians. It's in Italian,
Okay.
and it's a different
Yes.
YouTube channel. It's a different channel than this
Yes.
one with
I
the
can see
videos with.
here. Okay.
Yeah,
And the
yeah. So
other is this one.
maybe just this one is interesting for our group, because that
Okay.
other one, if they're not from Italy, they will just be like, what? I think they could say, what is this? It has I mean, it's in Italian. I'm speaking in Italian too. I'm
Okay.
explaining English in Italian, let me say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to share this one so they can join, right? And enjoy your videos. Okay.
If they want. Okay.
Okay. Good.
Thank you. Thank you for doing that. It's new for me to do this too. So, yeah, I always remember this too as one of the first time for this channel is the first interview I ever had, because it's new. It's only a month old. For the Italian one is a different thing, but this is new. So it's fun to
Well,
speak about this
I hope
international
that this is
communication. Yeah.
this is a good message for you, because I feel that something that you have been doing or something that you've done impressed me so well, right? So I had to get in touch with you, to get in contact. So this is good,
Interesting.
right? It's not that I always have you can see whenever you have time some of my interviews, and you're going to see that it's only a few teachers that I go and say, let's have a conversation.
Okay.
so
Okay.
so
Yeah,
yes,
it's really
something that
nice.
you're doing
And
you're
the
doing
group,
very well.
yeah, and the group, I've only been in there since you contacted me, but yeah, it really does look like a good group. I'm saying that as a teacher, you know, like they're really helping each other. They're speaking, they're uploading their little videos together. That's awesome. That's great that they're doing that. I'm saying as a teacher, you know, that I can really see that, and that's cool.
right.
So I think that that's growing and it's really helping those people.
Thank
It's
you.
great that, yeah.
Thank you very much. We copy the style of Canguro English. We copy but we add more games. Maybe we add. There are some members that are very
little
playful.
things to do.
And okay.
Were you a student from Christian or something? How did you know
me?
Christian? Oh, yeah, we can go. Sorry if you.
No,
final
Christian.
question. Yeah, how were you connected to Christian? Were you just a member of his group and you got to know him a little bit, or from Pasquale?
No, the thing is a little bit further than that, right? I met Christian like 2 years ago. Okay.
Okay.
And in the first moment I saw him, I sent him a message and I said, what you're doing is incredibly good. And I would like you to teach my students, not teach. I would like you to talk to my students. Okay.
Talk to them.
I would pay you. Of course, I say I would pay you. Okay. He said, when? I go online and I will talk to your students. Not paying anything. He didn't want any kind of payment. No, it's
really nice guy.
One of a kind. Is one of a kind. Okay. Then we started talking a little bit more, right? And he and Pasquale, who is the administrator, they both said, Kathy, why don't you create this Facebook group, you know, and you do this and in interviews, coffee chat. Why don't you? Because you are like talkative, okay. And then I created the chat box. So they are the real motivators of this, right? That's why I love them both so much, right? I'm so thankful. And Christian, every time I have a question or a doubt, anything, I write to him and I say, Christian, can you help me? Look, you know, and immediately I have his call or his answer. No, he is more than a superhero for me. Okay.
Yeah.
He's
understand. He just, I've only seen his videos for a short time, but I really like his attitude, the message he's communicating.
Yes.
Yeah. And just generally what he is saying in general. Yeah. So he seems like that. That's the impression, but that's cool. Yeah. That's cool how the story is, the background story.
He's legend.
Yeah. I think now, especially in the last months, it's just exploding that even more and more probably. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway. So if you want, I think that you may have an interview with him. Okay. He's a little bit more in Instagram. Sometimes you can find him in Instagram. Okay. But it's good. It's good. Okay. Okay, Mac, I let you go, please. This is so long for you.
I hope you feel better as well with vertigo and everything like that.
It was okay. Nothing bad.
Maybe just speaking makes you forget about it. That's good. You know what I mean? And I promise you, I'm going to stay in the group because it's interesting for me. And like I said, I really do learn from comments from people. It's very helpful. Not only can I help, which is important, but also I learn. You know, it's a two-way thing. So that's great. It's a win-win, as we say.
Good. And continue doing those excellent videos.
Thank you. I'll see. I want to try to do that. I need to continue it for some time and see how it goes. Yeah, right. I need to find them. I promise you, when I find them, I'm going to note it at the beginning where the request came from. Good. Yeah. So it's funny you said one of my students is in love with one of those guys. She's learning English playing a game on her phone called Property Brothers. With
there is, but I don't have time. I don't.
No, I know. She's a teenager, so she has time. So, but I told her, I made her turn it into English. I said, change the language into English and then play it all you want.
Built
Yeah, but it's
in,
property, brothers.
cul-de-sac, built-ins, a lot of
Right,
new words.
whatever. All the furniture in your house and everything. Yeah.
Bye, Matt.
Exactly.
So nice
Okay,
to
bye.
meet you.
Have a good afternoon, okay?
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
You too, yeah? Bye-bye.